Yeah, I think one of the key things is audience behaviour. New platforms, new ways of consuming things has meant that there's a marketing challenge, because obviously traditional advertising has its place, but you can see from audience behaviours that watching traditional channels is being affected, newspapers are being affected, there is an effect on the media landscape. And so that's really, it's all about audience behaviour and the plethora of technology.
The growth is behind different mediums that are being used for advertising. So as new platforms grow, new ways of people consuming content, be that advertising content or viral content, then that's leading to more opportunities, and that's where the content explosion comes from.
Well, I think what we're starting to see now is a dissection. Obviously, when you look at the plethora and range, especially across the social media landscape, of where different audiences sit, we're starting to see a dissection there. We're starting to obviously see an evolution in video, much greater understanding happening of the sort of content required for different sorts of audiences, how different lengths can play with different audiences. And I also think the other real impact we're seeing is frequency. So I think the big thing content's doing is affecting a change in marketing mindsets away from campaign bursts and much more to an always-on mindset.
Well, I think everybody thinks they can do content at the moment, and in fact content is probably the hardest thing to do because it's creative, and if everybody could do brilliant creative, we'll have billions and billions of creators, and we don't. We only have very few really good ones. So I think what we're going to find is actually a thinning out of content makers down to those who are really good at it, and they're going to be in high demand.
No, I think the media agency has a part to play, which is obviously in understanding the audience and the planning of where the content might sit. But in terms of the content creation and the content strategy, I absolutely believe that needs to be part of a specialist content agency. You wouldn't ask your PR agency to make an above-the-line ad. Why would you ask your media agency to be creating content? But the media agency has a part to play in the thing they are very good at, which is the planning of the media.
Well, I think it has to be two specialists. I mean, you know, the idea that anybody can create content is madness. You can't. I mean, everybody can paint, but very few people should exhibit. And I think that's where we are at the moment. So I think it needs to be down to real professional specialists in this area.
I think content can create a much deeper engagement with audiences. It allows brands to have an always-on conversation and really build up an emotional relationship that some advertising occasionally can do, but the vast majority of advertising doesn't do. Advertising has a purpose, but a very different purpose. Content is really about, I think, putting a brand at the heart of a conversation or the heart of a relationship and having a strong relevancy to the audience they're trying to reach through the use of education, entertainment, or information.
Well, I think content can travel more virally than potentially traditional advertising. It can be more subtle in its approach, and it can lead to higher levels of engagement, but nothing replaces the other. They all work together in the same ecosystem, so there's no, this is the death of one and a new one is born. No, this is just part of the ecosystem that's developing.